Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Between the Sheets with Spyke. I'm here with my very good friend, LD Wolfley. We've known each other for years, and I love the fact that now we're very domino right now. It's like black and white. Oh, you've got the dark hair.
I do have the dark
and
hair.
then a blonde, and then,
yes.
oh my god.
Hey, we matched. We didn't even know this. Yeah.
Like,
and my black glasses, so we got it.
I could go put my clear ones
You
on
could.
if I want. I'm not going to get out of bed anymore. You don't want to see that or anything. So I invited you on because you have been a member of the community of Pocatello forever. You have a business. You're a florist here in town, the premier florist here in town.
Thank you.
Amazing. And so you've been a business owner here in town for
30 years.
30 years.
This month.
This month?
This month.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Wow, so I was 19 when you started.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's been a long time. Pocatello's been very good to me.
Well, it is a good community. I mean,
is.
it supports. And that's why I love Pocatello. That's why I moved back to Pocatello. I just feel it really supports me and what I want to do. And like I just said, 2 years ago, I made a decision. I was going to do things. I was going to travel. I was going to use my talent, everything. And I'm just amazed at how Pocatello has supported me. So thank you, Pocatello.
Yeah. Thank you, Pocatello. Too. And I think another thing too, when I started the business, you know, there's lots of florists in town that we're all good. We're all kind of family. We help each other out, and it's a lot of places you cannot find that in a business where you say, oh, you're competitive against each other. Here it is not. We are so fortunate, all of the florists, and we all get along. That's what it should be.
And that's what the gay community is like. The gay community isn't like other communities where you have that bar and it's the leather bar and you have that bar and it's the lesbian bar. We're all in one bar and we all support each other. If there's a function, if there's a pride, if there's anything, we come together and support each other.
We have to. Yeah.
Well, we're it.
We
are family.
Family.
We are family for sure.
Yeah.
So you were married.
I was married.
And you have children. How many children?
I have 2 children. I have a son that is 35 and a daughter that is 33. I have 2 grandchildren. My son, after he came home from his mission, he's gay, a gay man, lives in Salt Lake City, Utah.
He was just down for the last show.
He was, yeah. He loved the show.
Hoot.
Yeah, we're going to have a big party for his birthday.
Oh.
And have a beautiful daughter and a son-in-law and 2 beautiful girls. So I'm very, very fortunate.
Yeah. And how long were you married?
25.
25 years.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, today would have been my 37th anniversary.
How are we getting on all these good dates for
I don't know. When you said that, it's come on the 19th, I thought, oh my God. You know,
what else happened on the 19th? I can't remember.
And as I was thinking about this, people might be watching. I have no regrets because if things would have turned out different or whatever, I'm thankful that I have 2 beautiful children and 2 grandchildren. So people say, would you want to go back and not get married or something like that? You can never go back.
Well, you never go back.
You never go back.
No.
I have no regrets. I'm 60 and life has
looking good.
been wonderful. There were days and months and years that were very traumatic.
Hard. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So when did you have your coming out experience? At what age?
I've kind of put a lot of that behind me because I live for today. But I was in my 40s. My children were raised, and I think it comes to a point when, and this is me speaking, other people can do other different, but I had to be honest to my own soul.
Right. You felt something just wasn't quite right.
You know, my wife was wonderful, and but it was me that was not living who I was. Right. And that terribly that I had to hurt people along that pathway, but we all can overcome a lot of things. And I was very suicidal. I wanted to die.
Really?
Yeah. I went to a treatment center.
Like before, when you were thinking, when the whole process
I figured that my children would want a dead dad better than a gay dad. That was my logic.
Okay.
And I lived that way for years.
Years.
In my mind. Would plan out my own death, my own funeral, and everything. It's probably the only thing that kept me alive. But my dear counselor sent me to a treatment center, kind of personal, but sent me to a treatment center in Arizona, and that kind of jump-started me to say that my God loved me, and I'm okay, I'm a good person. So thank God that those transpired, or I wouldn't be here today.
Well, you have to learn to love yourself.
We do.
I'm sure. You have to learn to love yourself. You have to accept you before you can expect anybody else to accept you.
Exactly right.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you have to be honest to your own soul. And I think in anyone, it doesn't matter your sexual orientation, you have to be honest to your own person of who you are, and it doesn't matter, gay, straight, or whatever. It's you have to be happy with who you are.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I can remember when you did kind of come out, and everybody's like, and I was like, oh, okay, that's great. You know, I mean, you have to be who you are truly inside. My coming out experience was I was a teenager, and I just was like, I'm going to go with this. You know what I mean? I was beat up, bullied, persecuted when I was a child for who I was and because of where I lived. And so, I mean, I just at some point, I'm like, I'm not going to go through this anymore. This is it. Accept it. I accept it. You accept it. Yeah. But when
I think back in the day, 'cause I'm even older than you. But
you've only got 11 years.
11 years.
You've only got 11 years.
That's a lot, though, in the way things have changed.
Well, in gay years, it's like 50.
Yeah. So I was bullied, too, and made fun of, you know.
When you were younger?
Right.
Really?
And so, but I think that back then, you would never mention that you were gay or that thought. You just put everything away. And I was very religious, and I thought that I could pray that away, but you can't do that all the time.
No, not all the time.
Yeah.
So
for me, I could not do that. For some people, I'm sure they can, but
yeah. I mean, it all depends on who you are. But so you came out at the age of 40. So I've had a couple people on, some different people, and there's one that was Callie G. She's a newbie drag queen. She hasn't even hit the bar scene yet. 20 years old, developing who she is as a performer. And the big thing about it is that the thing that started her was like RuPaul's Drag Race.
Okay.
So and that starts a lot of queens right now. And those queens don't know like the herstory of drag. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And so when you came out, you had been in a relationship, a marriage, you'd had children, everything like that. And then when you decided to come out, did you find it hard to kind of fit into the gay community? Did you feel you had to go back and learn what the gay community was about? Or
True. I was very fortunate. I found good friends right off there. They kind of, because it's what was really that I really was dead to that part of my world before. So I had to start all new friends and new everything. And Maxine was one of the fresh people that
she's amazing.
She was amazing to help me out. And then a few other close friends, David and my employees, you know, they rallied around me. So yeah, it was good. I just became I was just happier person. That I didn't have to lie to myself, and I could be who I was. And I think that's the greatest thing that I was. Not that being the other, but I had to be, like I said, I keep saying, I just had to find out who I was.
Right, for real.
So, yeah.
I just think it would be hard coming out that late.
Oh my
because
gosh,
when like newbie gay guys come out and they hit the bar, it's like first season of Queer as Folk, and they're shirtless and on the dance floor, fist bumping, drinking, sleeping with them, and them again with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do you feel you kind of miss that, or do you feel you just... Because I know you're a very, very mentally stable, healthy person about who you are. You know who you are, and you love who you are. Yeah. So I don't see you having, like, those problems.
I didn't have regrets too much. You know, I wish I was younger and all of that good stuff, you know, and all that. But don't we all? Don't we all? But no, turning 60 and kind of realizing that my mom lived to be 95, and I could live for 35 more years. So why don't I enjoy today and everything else? And I was thinking about the younger gay men that, oh, daddy, you know, you're too old. You know what I mean?
Do you really think? I feel that way too, because I mean, I'm just approaching 50.
Yeah.
You know, so I have a lot of times when I I get like passed over by the young people. They're like, oh, I don't want a daddy. And I'm like, no, I'm a mommy, actually. But, you know.
Yeah. I think they're kind of missing out a lot of stuff because that what we kind of went through and our people that went through for us, that we can have this show.
Right.
Because...
Yeah, like all those classic queens that did something for me, all those people that marched and like stood out on street corners, you know, yelling who they were. Like the newer generation doesn't understand who those people are, and I don't understand why they would pass anybody up like us. I'm like, we are stable, we have good credit, you know,
we have a car,
we own our own homes. Yeah, you just go with that crazy alcoholic drug user boy because he's cute. You go. Yeah.
You know? Today at the shop, which is really such a great feeling. That's kind of why I'm glad that I was doing this today, is that had an appointment with two beautiful lesbians, and they're getting married. Yeah, they're doing a wedding. And I said, isn't this wonderful? I said, here we are in Pocatello, Idaho, and they're so happy. They're so excited, and they're going to be able to get married. And I says, isn't this great? So I think, you know, there's a lot going on in the world and the nation talking about us and stuff like that. But I've come down to the realization that love is love, and that's the most important thing. It does not have boundaries by any means.
Do you think you would ever get married again?
Yeah.
And what? Would you get married to your beau, to your man?
Yeah, I would like that. I kind of live in that sometimes, that fantasy world, but you know, you're gonna. Do you do that too?
No, I don't ever want to get married. I really don't. If I love somebody, I'm gonna be with them. I'm gonna have that life with them. I'm gonna be true to them, and I'm gonna be in that relationship. I don't like the fact that if I choose to do that, I can't have the same-sex benefits, you know, as like other, you know, heterosexual couples can have, and I don't think that's fair. No. I mean, and you know, like, what if I never get married but I want to give those benefits to like my sister or my mother or somebody? I should be able to do that. I just, the legal aspects of it are just, I don't agree with that. But love is love.
Love is love.
Love is love.
Yeah.
And if I love somebody, I'm going to be with them.
Yeah. And I think, like we were talking in our community, we have a great love in our community. So we don't. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're in good shape.
Do you feel people come to you for like advice, like people with the coming out experience? Do they? Does that happen a lot?
It has. When I first came out, I had several men that, and I talked to two of them that they call me from an unlisted number, and just to chit chat and say how am I going to do, you know, and I just kind of help them through. I'm kind of a more phone person to be a friend, and I've talked with them for years, some of them. But yeah, I think that, and I appreciate that I kind of a survivor, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And because I could have packed up and left, because I was pretty hurt. I cried many times. Yeah, it was a very tough coming out and hurting people to change your lifestyle. And people say, oh, we chose to be gay. And I was thinking, okay, sell half my business, have a beautiful home, beautiful family, and I'm going to live and change that, just walk away. Yeah. So
you're going to go through all this trouble because, you know, it's a choice.
It's a choice.
No, if I could rather, you know, in any situation, if it's I don't know, walk 10 miles or drive 10 miles, you're going to choose to drive because you're not going to go through all that strife, you know.
So in the long run, after all these years, I'm thankful I did what I did because, especially, I was there for my son when he came out. And so I was a great ambassador for him. And so that was a wonderful thing.
That's great.
That is great.
I think that would be the one thing that you would take from it and say, I'm glad I did it just so that I know that he didn't have to struggle.
Like I did.
Like you did.
Yeah.
That's what I really love is the fact that you can be that, like you said, ambassador. You can be that person to be like, come with me, I'll show you the acceptance you need.
Yeah. And I think, like, again, you have to love yourself, and then you have to love everyone else. And we've just got to get back to that we're all unique, None of us are normal, nor perfect. We have to love each other for who we are.
Yeah, I think that's good that you bring that up, though. I mean, you should never be all like considering being heterosexual and straight normal. Everybody's normal, you know, and it's just your uniqueness that makes you different.
Yeah. But there's no normal.
No, there is no.
There's
God,
no normal.
if I meet somebody that's normal, they probably bored the crap out of me. Like, there's nothing to you. You know, they probably have a page boy haircut and they wear nothing but cream colors. You know what I mean? Is there any one bit of advice you just want to give somebody about doing, like, if they're going through that, you know, because it's all about I care, we care, you know what I mean? And I want people to be able to go, he did it, I can do it.
Right.
You know?
I think that was I was very religious, believed in the religion, and I thought that they I didn't leave them, they left me. And so anyone that is struggling that is of a religious background, that their God loves them. And it's not in that church. It's the person, the God that you believe in. And so you can do it because you have to love yourself, take care of yourself, and do it, and follow your soul and have that good compassion for yourself.
And I think the big thing that you did mention that I think everybody needs to know is surround yourself with people who love you for who you are.
Right.
That was the best thing for me. That's the best thing for me in life,
period. Right
now in life. I don't surround myself with people that I don't understand or don't know or seem like work. Because, like, I get paid at work. I don't get paid to be your friend.
Yeah.
You know, so I surround myself with those people that enrich me and I enrich them.
Right.
And I think that's important, especially when it doesn't matter if it's just a coming out experience or changing who you are or moving or in and out of a relationship.
Right.
Surround yourselves with those people who are going to love you and they're going to keep you safe.
Yeah, and love one another. Don't judge them, and be there to help them out and be a friend and be real.
I think so. You are in a bed with
a
drag queen in a robe. You can't be getting any more real in your life.
We can't. No, we can't. Get better than
this is okay. No, this is real. This would be a thing in your life that I hope later on you can like show it to the grandchildren and be like, "Look what Grampy did. Look what Grampy did." You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. Yeah.
Well, I thank you very much for coming on and everything. So
it's been nice.
I think that what you gave today will help people, and that's what I want this channel to do. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Love one another, and don't give up on yourself.
Don't give up, ever. All right, so remember, everybody, watch, like, subscribe. Leave any comments about what we said or did today, or any comments about what you'd like to see in future episodes. I'll be traveling, and I have a lot more guests. I'll be going through Oregon. I have like 5 or 6 different interviews going through there, and I'm hoping to get one of my idols, Adrienne Alexander, who kind of like was the person who I saw doing what she was doing and made me want to do what I want to do. And she lives down there, so I'm hoping I can get her on and everything. So thanks for being here, everybody. Come back next week and be between the sheets with me. Bye.
Bye.